Today's story is about a $5 soap bar that led to a 72-year-old grandmother's devastating investment scam. If you have parents or grandparents living alone, please listen until the end. My name is Margaret Anderson. I'm 72 years old. My husband Robert passed away 5 years ago. I live alone in a small house in the suburbs of Phoenix, Arizona. I survive on Social Security and Robert's pension. The house he left me was my only real asset. I never imagined loneliness could feel this heavy. Every morning, I wake up to complete silence. The TV stays on all day, just so I can hear human voices. Most days pass without me speaking a single word to anyone. The leftovers in my fridge often spoil because cooking for one feels pointless. Sometimes I sit in front of Robert's photo and talk to him. Bob, it's such a beautiful day today. If you were here, we'd be sitting on the porch together. Only the ticking clock answers back. My daughter Jennifer works full-time and has 2 teenagers. She calls maybe once or twice a month. My younger daughter Lisa runs a small bakery and tries to call weekly. But she's always so busy that I feel guilty keeping her on the phone. Mom, you doing okay? That's good. Listen, I'm swamped right now. I'll try to visit soon, I promise. I didn't want to burden them, so I never mentioned my aching knees or the back pain that kept me awake at night. I just suffered in silence. One day at the grocery store, I ran into my neighbor, Carol Henderson. She's 2 years older than me. Margaret, you look tired, honey. Are you feeling all right? I'm managing. How about you? Oh, I'm doing great. Remember that wellness center I mentioned? I've been going there and feel so much better. They offer free massages and health supplements. You should check it out, Margaret. I didn't think much of it then. But a few days later, my phone rang from an unknown number. Mrs. Anderson? This is the Golden Years Wellness Center. How are your knees doing? I was startled. How did they know about my knees? We're a federally funded program helping seniors with their health concerns. Completely free. We'd love to stop by tomorrow and do a complimentary health check. Would that be all right? The voice sounded so warm and caring. And it was free. I had no reason to say no. The next afternoon, a well-dressed man in his late 30s and a young woman in her 20s showed up at my door. Mrs. Anderson, I'm David Miller, director at Golden Years Wellness Center. This is Sarah, our health coordinator. Your kids are probably too busy to really listen when you tell them you're in pain, aren't they? We're here to take care of people like you, Mrs. Anderson. My heart melted. Someone actually cared about me. They checked my blood pressure, gave me a gentle massage, and left me with vitamin samples. Then David pulled out a small bar of lavender soap. Mrs. Anderson, this is organic artisan soap. Usually sells for $20, but today I'll give it to you for just $5. And when you buy it, you get a stamp on this card. Collect 10 stamps and you'll get a free joint health supplement. $5 seemed harmless. After they'd been so kind, I felt bad not buying anything. So I bought the soap. Mrs. Anderson, please visit our center next week. We have massage chairs and lots of seniors come by to socialize. That's how it started, with a $5 bar of soap. A week later, I visited the wellness center. It was bright and welcoming, with comfortable chairs and several seniors chatting over coffee. Everyone seemed so happy. Mrs. Anderson, you came. Welcome. Sarah greeted me like I was family. Over the next 2 months, I became a regular. I bought small items, soaps, tissues, tea, always just $5 or $10. Each purchase earned me a stamp. The staff treated me like their own mother. Then one day, David quietly approached me. Mrs. Anderson, we're having a special meeting this afternoon. Just for our most trusted clients. Would you like to join? That afternoon, 5 of us gathered in a back room. David's expression turned serious. I'm sharing this with you because I trust you. We've received confidential information about a government infrastructure project. They're expanding the light rail system through this area. Property values are going to skyrocket. An elderly man next to me spoke up. I invested with David last year. 6 months later, I doubled my money. It's real. Another woman added, me too. This is a federal project, so it's completely safe. David looked directly at me. Mrs. Anderson, opportunities like this don't come often. If you invest now, you'll double your money within a year, minimum. My heart raced. I'd been poor my whole life. I'd given my daughters so little. But I don't have any money. Mrs. Anderson, you have your house. You can take out a home equity line of credit. Just 1 year, and you can give your daughters the financial help they've always needed. That's what Robert would have wanted, isn't it? That night, I couldn't sleep. I stared at Robert's photo. Bob, I've never been able to help the girls. Just this once. If this works out, they'll finally be okay. I calculated in my head. A $200,000 loan doubled to $400,000. I could give each daughter $100,000. For a week, David called me daily. Mrs. Anderson, we can only accept new investors until Friday. Federal regulations limit the number of participants. I'm holding a spot for you, but I need your decision soon. I felt the pressure mounting. Finally, I went to the center. David, I'll do it. He smiled warmly. Mrs. Anderson, you're making the wisest decision of your life. I signed papers I barely understood. Home equity loan agreements, investment contracts. My hands trembled, but I trusted these people. They'd cared for me for months. I signed everything. For the first few months, everything seemed fine. But by month 4, David was rarely at the center. Phone calls went unanswered. Then Jennifer called, her voice panicked. Mom, the bank says there's a $200,000 lien on your house. What's going on? I told her everything. She drove over immediately, her face pale with shock. Mom, that's a scam. Infrastructure project? Light rail expansion? It's all lies. No, they're good people. They took care of me for months. That's how scams work. They build trust. Then they steal everything. How could you not tell us? That house is all we have left. Jennifer cried and left without another word. She didn't call for over a month. The next day, I drove to the wellness center. The doors were locked. A for lease sign hung in the window. My legs gave out. I collapsed right there on the sidewalk. Days later, I saw it on the news. A senior-focused wellness center scam has been busted. The operators allegedly defrauded elderly victims across 5 states of over $50 million. Through fake government investment schemes. David Miller's face flashed across the screen in handcuffs. My world shattered. I eventually had to sell the house to pay off the loan. Lisa helped me move into a small apartment. Jennifer didn't speak to me for months. The loneliness became unbearable, not just from isolation, but from shame. Why was I so desperate for connection? Why did I fall for it so easily? A year later, I started attending a senior center with real free programs. I made genuine friends who'd survived similar scams. Then one day, my doorbell rang. Jennifer stood there with my grandchildren. Mom, I'm sorry. I was angry, but I should have been checking on you more. This wasn't your fault. We held each other and cried. Looking back, I wasn't foolish. I was lonely, and loneliness made me vulnerable. Sweet words that target your isolation are the most dangerous. Federal program, free, once in a lifetime. Confidential information. When you hear these phrases, call your children or contact the authorities immediately. Never decide alone. Decisions made in loneliness are usually wrong decisions. I live in a small apartment now, but I have real friends and my daughters visit often. I'm happier than before. It started with a $5 bar of soap. Please, be careful. If this story helped you, please share it with your parents or grandparents. Remember, the loneliest moments are the most dangerous moments. Subscribe, like, and turn on notifications, so this message reaches those who need it. This has been Letters from the Heart.